Doing work is hard, and I fell off recently. And so I've been thinking, what punishment should I get for my lack of performance recently? So I've stumbled upon this wonderful Mr. poll that is gonna answer the question about alternative school detentions. Oh my god, here we go. School detentions can be long punishments which requires teachers to oversee the pupils under detention. We thus pay extra hours for the teacher that Monday to Friday have to stay longer than needed, and we pay even more for Saturday, in which they have to come on purpose. Also, the students don't like long detentions, but won't like it either if they are made more harsh. Are you in favor to incentivize students to pick up shorter but harsher punishments so they can pay more or less the same price without keeping their teachers around for too long? Here we propose a system made by 5 levels of detention. For a given offense, the student would be assigned a level and has to choose one of the options in that level. More serious or repeated offense would correspond to a higher level of detention being imposed upon the student. After an infraction has been committed, the teacher will check the rules and apply the regulated level and hand over the student a piece of paper with the choices for that level. The students will have to check an option when it turns in for after-school suspension. Thus, she has time to think about it from when he breaks the rule until school finishes. What that options would be written in each slipper and to what offense each level corresponds. Jesus, a real Saw type beat here. So do you agree with this system of punishments? Let's see how it turns out, because we don't want to stop the poll here. We want to keep going. We want to see what they have in store. In which grades would you impose such a system? Oh my. 7th to 12th grade. It'd be a bit weird if we only chose one, so let's keep it fair. Well, grade 12 you have it easy. That's supposed to be like when you don't have to worry about things anymore, right? Which gender should be subject to the system? Only girls, only boys, both boys and girls. We have equal protection. Equal protection. I feel like they should be using the antonym. And by people being like they celebrate and now here's where it gets really good. What would the student choices What would be the student choices for a level 1 detention? 1 hour detention. You will sit down and do extra work the teacher assigns you. No regular homeworks. Or half an hour detention. You will sit still without possibility to move. That's all. It's not a lot of choices. I'm gonna do both. Give them some options here. Alright. That was pretty easy. What would be the student choices for a level 2 detention? 2 hours detention. You will sit and do extra work. No regular homeworks. Or 1 hour detention. You will sit still without possibility to move. Or half an hour detention. You will stand in the corner, legs straight and hands on side. Oh no. It's gonna get increasingly more violent as we... Okay. What will be the student choices for a level 3 detention? 3 hours detention. You will... Jesus. 3 hours detention. You will sit down and do extra work. Not regular homeworks. 2 hours detention. You will sit down still without possibility to move. 1 hour detention. For the first half hour, you will face the corner, hands on your side. For the second half hour, the teacher will give you a line and you will write it over and over on the blackboard. Okay. We agree with all of this. We want all of it. Alright, level 4 detention. 3 hours after school detention plus 2 hours Saturday detention. During the 3 hours, you will sit down and do extra work, not regular homework. Saturday, you will clean up the school. 3 hours after school detention, you will sit down still without possibility to move. 2 hours after school detention, first half hour, you will face the wall, your hands on your head. Second half hour, you will kneel, face against the same wall, hands on your head. Third half hour, you will write a phrase the teacher gives you over and over on the blackboard. Fourth half hour, you will stand face to wall on tippy toes. The attending teacher can impose a minimum distance of his or her discretion between your heels and the floor, and you have to stay in socks for punishment to measure this distance with a ruler. Okay? 1 hour after school detention. First half hour, you will kneel bare knees on dried peas, face to wall, hands on head. Second half, you will stand face to wall, hands on head, on tiptoes. The attending teacher can impose a minimum distance of his or her discretion between your heels and the floor, and you have to stay in socks for the punishment to measure this distance with a ruler. Oh, okay. You clearly put a lot of thought into this. Let's just incorporate all of it. What the fuck happens in level 5? Okay. 3 hours after school detention. 4 hours Saturday detention. After school, you will sit down and do extra academic work. Ooh. Not homework. On Saturday, first 2 hours, you will clean the school. Second 2 hours, you will sit still without possibility to move. 3 hours after school detention, plus 2 hours Saturday detention. On after school, you will sit still without possibility to move. On Saturday, you will clean the school. 3 hours after school detention. First hour, you will write lines on the blackboard all over. Second hour, you will stand face to wall and hands on your head. You will alternate 15 minutes of tiptoes with 5 minutes of regular standing. In the third hour, in the first half an hour, you will kneel against the walls, hands on your head. In the second half an hour, peas will be added under your knees. Okay? 2 hours after school detention. First hour, you will face the wall, hands outstretched with one book on each of them, alternating tiptoes with rest as the teacher demand. In the second hour, you will kneel bare knee on dried peas, face the wall, hands on your head. And here's the kicker. Here's the final one. 1 hour after school detention. You will kneel bare knees, face the wall, arms outstretched horizontally with one book on each of them, dried peas under your knees, and at teacher choice, either with a bar of soap in your mouth or a shoe on your head. What level would correspond to a 5-minute late to class? Let's just, out of respect, 1 minute late to class? 1 level corresponds to disobey the teacher. 1 post for not doing, and 1. I'm being a bit lenient. Would you add some other punishment choices to some level? If so, which one to which level? I think we got enough. Let's check the results. People really like this one. That one's a fan favorite. Do these people even go to school?